Hello everybody, Tahoe Yak Fisher here. I'm going to do an update video on my electric kayak. Now it has been almost exactly a year since I did the first video about how I put the electric trolling motor on my Wilderness Systems Ride 115. So I have a year of playing with it out on the water under my belt. And I want to show you how it's doing and some additions that I have made. Now, when I made the video about how I put it together, I hadn't put the fish finder on it yet. I now have a fish finder. And as well, I have made a few other improvements. Now, the Wireless Trolling Pro controller, I made my own little stand for it, and we can see here it is obviously PVC. This is pretty recent. Another addition that I have made recently is a voltmeter. Check this out. So the voltmeter is right there at the end of the footwells. You can see the pedals here that control the steering, and the voltmeter allows me to pay attention to what volt my deep cycle batteries are at. I am still running the two wheelchair batteries, which I am very happy with. I still have not found their limit. I went out a week ago for 5 hours using both trolling speed and full speed for in and out of the marina and course corrections and things of that nature, and I still have not drained the batteries below 12.8 volts. 5 hours, 12.8 volts. That means that potentially I could go 10 hours on these batteries before I need to worry about charging. Take a look here. We have used a Hobie wire, I don't know what you call this, the button that allows you to run the wire through the hole. I used the Hobie one because it would do more than one wire. Got our fish finder, it's mounted and wired. I'm using the Lowrance Hook 4 Chirp GPS. I don't know, it's got a whole bunch of titles, but it is a GPS fish finder. I have switched to a Canon rod holder for my front lead core line trolling position, and it's working fantastically. You know, that is a rod holder that works with the conventional reel that I am using for the lead core and gets it in the position I want it to be in. Thankfully, this kayak came with tracks. That's one of the things this kayak did come with. Now, I am 100% behind the use of this kayak, though it does not have as many pockets and fishing accessory positions as some other kayaks out there. But it does have a very large capacity. It's a very durable hull, and the seat is very comfortable. So I'm very happy with the purchase that I made using this Wilderness Systems Ride 115 as the donor kayak for my project. Now, the motor install has not changed very much at all. As a matter of fact, all I have really done is put the motor in the ideal position up and down so that it will get the most power out of the prop and not come out of the water when I'm going up and down over the swell. The hoist mechanism is also working fantastic, has not failed ever once at all. It works really good, hands-free. You pull that puppy up and the motor is out of the water. And then in reverse, we're going to take the cord, give it a little up tug, and down the motor goes. So the actual motor install itself has performed flawlessly. Now, one thing that I am disappointed with in my decision making is I probably could have put the actual Minn Kota plug in a better place. The Y whatever nut for the bolt for the Minn Kota clamp has to be vertical, or else the plug doesn't fit. So the plug, number one, it shouldn't have gone in a horizontal plane. It should have gone in a vertical plane so that water cannot get in there. But I watched a bunch of YouTube videos and kind of saw what other people were doing. I would prefer that this be in a vertical plane so that it is less likely that water could get in there. And I would prefer that it not be in the way. And it's not in the way. The motor clamps on there just fine. But there's one thing I am not 100% satisfied with in my application of my electric trolling motor. The Torqeedo steering triangle working flawlessly, the hoist mechanism, everything I did with the installation of the motor is working great. Here we have the GoPro mount camera. The monopod is also still working flawlessly. The little sound sponge doesn't stay on, so I incorporated a very high-tech rubber band. So here is where I have ended up putting my life jacket. It actually fits great. The seat itself has these bungee cords that come back and hook right here to keep it upright. And the life jacket, which it's funny that I can't find a place to put it because the place to put it is on my body, but works very well. It kind of is held in place, but easy to grab. They're incorporated into the seat. I did, in fact, put a Velcro strap there that I put around my ankle while I am kayaking. So take a look here. Here's our remote control. We have the throttle control on the dial right here. We have the on and off right here. And this is, I've got it set at about my trolling speed. Now let's just take a quick look. There's our motor. It's obviously off. We're going to go back up here. We're going to flick the switch. And our motor is on. And we can go back up here and caught a fish. Time to wrangle the fish. Deal with the fish. The motor stops. Wrangle the fish. We can flick it back on. It goes right back to trolling speed. Now, I told you guys in the original videos how much I wanted to find a lithium battery option. Well, turns out these lead acid batteries are working fantastic. I only have one in here for the purpose of this video, but I couldn't be more pleased. I think that I could probably go 8-ish hours, varying between full speed and trolling speed. Honestly, I haven't wanted to fish long enough to kill the batteries. 2 of them seem to be working really well. And with the, check out how cool this came out. The voltmeter here, very flush mounted. I put it in with a little bit of marine goop. And some of the complaints on the internet, on the reviews, is that it's hard to see in bright daylight. Yep, if the sun is shining right on it, it is hard to see. Interestingly enough, I can usually raise my hand just a little bit from my seat, create a shadow, and then it's easy to read. So I have not found a situation on the water yet, which I've only tested it a couple of times, but in bright daylight, it's easy to see how many volts I am running and pay attention to the life of my battery. Having the fish finder finally hooked up is awfully nice. And then this is kind of my most recent thing that I have done. I think I showed you guys originally I was just keeping the remote in this little pouch in the seat which is not ideal. So now right here, you know, I'm trolling along, I catch a fish, bam, I can flick the motor off, wrangle the fish, deal with it. And then as well, let's just see if I can loosen this. Oh yeah. So, Steve over at Kayak Fishing Hacks had the great idea of making one of these gearhead type of things out of PVC and using a toilet T-nut to hold it down. Well, I built this whole thing with the intention of using the toilet T-nut. The toilet T-nut spins in these modern tracks that are a bit wider than the one in Steve's video. And thankfully, both of them are 1/4 20, both the toilet T-nuts and the T-nut that Ram uses on the ball like this that has a T-nut. And I had an extra one, and so thankfully here's a Ram T-nut in my PVC contraption to hold my remote, which the remote is literally held to this PVC cap with industrial strength 3M adhesive 2-sided tape. So it is what it is. It's working fantastic. It's actually very durable. And I can put the remote exactly where I want it. And it fits in my little bag that I keep all my electronic stuff in, which is a bonus. And so there's our remote right there at my fingertips if I were to catch a fish. So you guys, this is an update. I just wanted to show you how things are going. They're going really well. This thing is working better than I could have ever hoped or expected. I'm really pleased with it. So if you have any questions or comments about the way I have done something, or you have a better idea about the way I could do something, please let me know. And we've been catching kokanee, so I'm going to get out there very soon and I'm going to catch a whole bunch more kokanee and we'll get some more videos up. So thanks very much for watching. Tight lines, Yak Fisher out.